Okay, I lied to you. I have actually seen this one. It didn't really stick in my brain as scenes were happening. I was like, oh yeah, I remember that, and I remember that too. Oh, okay, yeah, here we go. Episode 7 is going to be the one where I'm coming in blind with you. So this one, spoiler alert, it's weak. It's not as good as the last one. It'd be very difficult to be as good as the last one. It's like people complaining Return of the Jedi isn't as good as Empire. I'm yeah, but here we go. Let's watch it together. Season 1, episode 6.
It all began in the days of the Great Rebellion, when the angels of heaven sought after the eternal throne. They rose in defiance, but were defeated and cast out. They fell unto the earth, these angels, cast out by God or tasked with watching the sons of men. It is not truly known. Born unto men were fair and beautiful daughters. Some angels saw them and found themselves filled with craven desire.
So as strange as this is actually in the Bible. Like, if any Christians watch this and are like, this is too weird, I don't like this. This is in Genesis. And like they say, it's kind of uncertain what it means. You don't really know, is it demons that did this? Is it actual God-following angels?
Said unto the others,
Don't know.
let us choose wives from the daughters of men, and let us beget for ourselves children.
But it is a very what's happening here portion of the Bible.
And
Don't really
so
know.
it was.
That is a very muscular man. I do like the
And
manly
from that
look of the
union
angels.
sprang forth something other than sons of men, giants, men of renowned and great ability.
And
Walk
so
the
accurate.
earth as gods among us. God punished the angels for their sin, banished them into eternal darkness.
Okay, this part isn't in the Bible.
All
It might
that
be
was
part of
left
Jewish legend.
was the sire of their rebellion, feared and hunted. They are you, my children. You are the last of the Nephilim.
I do like that there are more than one giant, more than just Goliath, because there are other giants that appear in the story of David.
If all that you say is true, then why do we still hide in this cave?
That is a good question, narrative.
I grow tired of being summoned by you, only to be indulged with tales of fantasy and lore. The 5 armies will only unite if they can see this great strength for themselves.
Do you hear that? You wish to see my strength. It's about to walk up to my gates and kneel at my feet.
I like just the subtle adding a sound effect to his footsteps to make them heavier. It's an amazing touch. Really good job at that, the shadow falling correctly.
It has been many weeks. I feared you wouldn't come.
It's the shadows.
If it went
That's
for
the
my
hard part.
son,
Great one. I have something interesting for you to see. Tell the other kings to assemble in the Valley of Elah. The time is now.
He's not a very good actor. Another very pretty shot.
What are you doing? Sometimes this palace can feel so. I have found myself sitting on the walls just in hopes of seeing our brother Eshbal one last time. I lost him and myself.
I'm sorry father stopped your wedding.
Our function is to be dutiful servants to the king. Happiness and free will are no more than an illusion. Then there is you, your little secret meetings. Are you falling in love?
I was, and now I'm conflicted.
Your pure, innocent heart.
Compared to your jaded one.
Stop avoiding.
Mother told me some things I didn't know, and now I see another side to him.
He's a peasant, and you'll never be allowed to marry him. We are a ladder men climb to reach their ambitions. And the sooner you accept it, the less painful their footsteps will be.
God has bestowed a blessed gift upon you.
Thank you, my king.
I envy you. Watching your herd, I miss it.
You grew up on a farm.
I was not born king. I became one. Much like you, I tended animals. Donkeys in my case. Stubborn things, much more so than sheep. Good preparation, I suppose, for leading men.
So you are saying men are like donkeys?
Worse sometimes.
From shepherd to king.
All is possible.
All right, that is a direction I had never considered for the story of David. Good on you, writers. David would be very interested in what Saul is going through on a personal level because Saul's story is David's. Saul doesn't know that, but there would be a kinship between them. Both of them nobodies, both of them shepherds, both of them charged with looking after their father's herds or packs. I don't know what you call a group of donkeys, and just suddenly made king or declared that they would be king. And so they do have this thing in common. And so David would want to know more about Saul. You know, where did you go wrong? What happened? How'd you become king? What was that like? Did God say you're going to be king and then poof, you were? What kind of a timeline am I looking at here? There's a lot about Saul that David would be very interested in on a personal level. And that wouldn't have occurred to me to make that a focal point for David while he's in this situation in Saul's palace. It's a good decision on the writer's part and a good idea, and I like how it's handled. I like that Saul does like David. That is in the Bible. Saul really did like David, and it hurt a lot that other people started liking him more, and there's a whole lot of psychological stuff there that's really interesting from a character development perspective, and I look forward to seeing what they do with it.
Oh,
If the queen found out.
we keep each other's secrets. You may leave now.
Oh, she's involved with that guy somehow.
Don't be afraid,
Interesting.
Reuben.
Would explain why she's been
Cassie
more
has told
prominent
me such wonderful
throughout the
things
show
about
than
you.
you would expect her to be from her intro.
You were with the king at the battlefield when a man visited the king.
Samuel?
Yes, Samuel.
Oh, that's what they're
What
doing with
did
that.
he say?
Wondered why he was in. They showed that he was there.
Killed them at the end? You sacrificed them?
I'm no seer
Then why hurt them?
because I can learn from them. They have things inside I wish to know about.
I like kind of taking this this almost scientific approach in his thinking about using animal entrails and stuff, because a lot of times they actually did see it that way. These weren't just like wives' tales and stuff. It was they would cut up animals and try to see stuff in them. It would almost be like, okay, so last time we cut open a fox before a battle and there was green bile, or I'm just making stuff up, and we won the battle. And then we cut up a fox and there was yellow bile and we lost the battle. So when we cut up an animal, we're looking for green bile. Oh no, this is yellow. We should hightail it now because we're not going to win this one because the animal said so. And so they did kind of see themselves as scientists. There's a lot of trial and error, hypothesis and testing and that kind of thing that went into these things. It was just kind of nonsense, and it was finding patterns that didn't exist because you were looking for them, which is an interesting thing that us humans do. But so I like the way that they actually gave him a seriousness about this, that he's very confident in this and it has nothing to do with some blind faith. He thinks, I've done the research and this is how the world works.
Tell me what you heard, and in return, I will show you a great many things.
They were loud, and the king cried.
The forging of metal was first taught to man by the gods. Bronze, metal, and the will to forge it. Panoply armor, crafted by the finest Mycenium blacksmith.
It is fun that they do show how historically, metal forging was a fairly new thing, at least quality metal forging. We're still in the Bronze Age, and I like that they give it kind of a weight of, it's there's still not very many people that can do it. It's almost like a military secret. No, the kick slide didn't look great. A couple of shots in that sequence didn't quite. Weak points in the showing of Goliath as a giant.
You and your sons will live like kings.
They are already gods.
Together we can find vengeance.
Vengeance is something that I have wished for as long as I can remember. Here is my offer.
Name it.
Your throne.
Ba ba ba.
I don't understand.
It is men who must kneel before gods. When the victory is won, it will be Goliath who rules this land. Well, it will be so.
No.
Awfully pushy for a woman living in a cave.
No, Dad, be careful. Once you have awakened giants, they seldom go back to sleep.
Something's afoot. Troops gathering here and here.
To what cause, we do not know. Since Achish came out of hiding and took back the throne, they have become emboldened.
And to defeat me, perhaps we should remind them, strike first before you...
Forgive me, my king. Unwise.
Since when were you afraid of taking the fight to the enemy? We destroyed the entire Amalekat army. Despite their better weapons and greater numbers, we prevailed with God at our backs.
Ah, he remembered. interesting. They all don't think that God is with them anymore.
The border village attack. Do not raise giants with me again. Father, you want me to cower in fear because of a handprint? No one will take me from my throne. Let the war come!
Conversation makes you really interested about where they're going to go with when Goliath actually shows up. How's Saul going to react to that? I don't know. Let's find out together.